it's a simple question. Do you or don't you have a timeline? Because when we were discussing this idea, that was the whole linchpin of either argument is a timeline.
Okay, here's my timeline. She says she was raped and she wasn't.
That's not a timeline.
I mean, she said something and then something different happened. Sounds like a timeline to me.
That's like saying Robert Durst said he didn't kill those people, but he killed those people. That's not an argument. That's you need more information for the story to make sense.
First off, David, Robert Durst killed the people before he said he didn't kill the people. Because if he said he didn't kill the people before he killed them, he would be telling the truth. All right, Emma Solkovitz can't be wrong about being raped if she wasn't raped. Then she would be correct about not being raped, and then she would have been raped. It would have been ironic. But that's not a timeline. Timelines aren't ironic, David. Everyone knows that.
Is this the first time we're covering rape? Or, like, a topic with rape?
What have we covered? We covered Homestuck. There's some rape in that, probably, somewhere.
Well, it's because it's on Tumblr.
Yeah, it is. Tumblr's going to love this episode.
Why? Because doesn't Tumblr... I tried looking this stuff up myself, and I couldn't find any information that said anything other than positive things.
Oh, of course you couldn't. The media swings one way, David. We live in...
but it's the internet. Where's all the internet insanity saying,
I genuinely think there are two separate internets. I think, like, Google... Within your first year of using the internet, Google decides which side of the fence you are on and keeps you away from the other side.
That sounds possible. I guess. Hello, everyone. Welcome to It Came From the Internet.
You know what?
This podcast that I swear isn't dead, but I am very busy. And we didn't bother thinking of the fact that I don't actually have to be here to record this podcast, since Dylan does most of the research anyway.
Yeah, but my mic's not very good.
Well, I'm saying, like, we could, like, Alex or Kate or Matt or someone could be on here, since you're going to tell them a story. Like, you're going to tell the story most of the time anyway.
I feel like some people don't get that aspect of the podcast. I feel like every podcast I get someone being like, how are you going to do a podcast on this subject when half of you don't even know what it's about?
That's the point.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's what I would say if motherfuckers would activate replies on their YouTube channels. If you don't want to be replied to, don't talk.
Okay, that's like the fourth time you've said that. Stop.
You know what? It's very upsetting to me, because if you're going to speak, you must be spoken to as well. You don't get to, like, you don't get to write something down and then no one will dispute it. You fucking idiots.
You mean you're just mad at Anita Sarkeesian now? Like, you're just taking out your frustrations with her on YouTube commenters?
Yeah, I mean, Anita Sarkeesian is just another gangrenous limb.
Apparently, I heard her latest video actually was decent.
Was it? The thing is, a lot of her...
managed... a lot of her points aren't necessarily terrible or wrong. She just makes them in the most pedestrian and shallow way that it doesn't feel useful to the conversation. It just feels like, okay, we understand some of the point you're trying to make, and then you're just kind of talking to a wall for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Anita Sarkeesian is not the worst critic ever. That honor goes to... Who works at Polygon? Give me a Polygon name. Come on. Patrick Klepek.
He doesn't work at Polygon.
He might as well. Come on, David. Come on, David.
I didn't hate Patrick Klepek. Now that he's not at Giant Bomb, I don't pay attention to him anymore.
Polygon is a lifestyle. It's not a job.
Polygon's not very good.
It's not very good. Did you see that article on The Witcher about how there need to be more black people in this game that takes place in Poland?
Can we not bring up we're supposed to be talking about Mattress Girl, and can we not bring up The Witcher? Because I will talk to you for 3 hours straight about The Witcher, because I have read all of the books that have been officially translated into English, and am playing
You're
through
right.
the first game.
David, you're right. Race is too heavy an issue for this podcast about rape. Rapecast 2015. Here we go.
Oh my god, this is such an
I genuinely wanted to, like, I was thinking about how this episode was going to go down, and I genuinely wanted to approach this topic with, like, more sincerity than we usually do, because that way maybe someone who has not heard this side of the story before would hear it and come to this side, and then we just open it with Rapecast 2015.
We can't have sides yet. Well, I guess
have you seen Taylor Swift's new video that has all the ladies in it?
No.
Marisha Haggerty is in it, and she's the main character on Law and Order SVU. And I watched a review of it. Yeah, and like the top comment was Mariska Haggerty, who got raped, and I said not Emma Sulkowicz, and I got banned.
Why did she get raped? Is her new video about rape?
No, it's Marisha Haggerty. She's the Law and Order lady.
Did she get raped on Law and Order?
No, like yes, but she is like part of the rape unit.
Oh, is that the Special Victims Unit?
Yeah, I think that's the only one that's still going. That's the one that had the Gamergate episode.
Oh.
That like, I genuinely enjoy that show in some weird ways. That episode is total garbage, even by the standards of the show. Because it's the only episode I've watched where, like, the victim is making ill jokes.
Instead of just the police officers?
Like, the officers do, but they don't do it around the victims. And if, you know what, you're a police officer who watches rape literally every day, you're probably going to come up with some off-color jokes. But, like, the victims never do, and they never do it around the victims.
And that episode both happened?
Yes. I feel, yeah, that episode was probably written by someone else. It feels like it was written by Kotaku.
Are we about to have a very uncomfortable discussion about rape? Can we?
Not really. Rape's bad.
Rape is
bad. Don't do it. Normal people don't do it. The thing that I've learned from all this time I've spent learning about serial killers is, for the longest time, Law and Order taught me that rape was about power, but in reality, it's about a biological function.
What?
Like everything I hear about serial killers or like serial rapists is that it's the only way they can get off. Whereas Law and Order repeatedly told me, like, it's not about getting off. They just want the power over someone else. Which, I guess, to be honest, they're probably not that different in practicality. It's probably one begins the other.
Okay.
So
are you going to outline the story or what?
Sure. We should, yeah. So, content advisory warning, don't rape.
Don't give I don't think that's a content advisory warning. I mean, if they're listening to this podcast, I don't think they need a content advisory warning.
Well, apparently they do. So, we are officially on the level of Game Grumps now, because we have both done trigger warnings.
No, we didn't give a trigger warning. You just said, hey, don't rape.
Don't rape. By the way, we're not doing the Game Grumps episode. Stop asking about it. You want to see the Game Grumps episode? Listen to the Dark Side Phil episode, and that's what it is.
Just even less informed, because one of the two parties involved will not be obsessed with Game Grumps.
Yeah.
Because it'll be two.
Hey, I'm Grump. David, please.
I'm not. I don't know. I don't want to. I've seen half of an episode of Game Grumps, and I did not like it.
There's a video of some dude at a convention just walking up to people and saying that, and trying to see who reacts to it. And then I think he gives some dude his room number.
and then they bang.
I guess. I don't know. I saw it as part of a cringe compilation.
Can we start like for real now, Dylan?
Start for real now. I bet that's what
Who is Mattress Girl, Dylan?
I bet that's what the Paul Negresson said to Emma after she stops crying.
Stop making jokes and elaborate on the topic. God damn it!
Emma Sulkowicz is she's a student at Columbia University in New York, I believe. She gained a bit of infamy recently. Supposedly in 2012, she was raped by a fellow student. She went to the school. The school did nothing about it. She went to the police. The police did nothing about it. So to make a point, she began to carry the mattress that she was assaulted on with her everywhere. The purpose was that she could never get rid of the weight of the incident, and she wanted everyone around her to see what she had to carry because of the injustice of those who were supposed to protect her. Mattress Girl is what she's known colloquially, but the act is officially called Carry That Weight. It continued from September of 2014 to May of 2015, where Emma Sulkowicz and several fellow students carried the mattress up onto the graduation ceremony area. I was pretty serious there for a moment, and then I forgot the stage. Yes,
and then I forgot the word stage.
I forgot the word stage, and then the protest ended then and there. That is the official story of Emma Sulkowicz. That is the story that the media pumps out for the most part, and it's true, except for the rape part.
Okay, why? Before you just make, well, I mean, you already made that claim, but why is that not the case?
All right, so let's
go into this story because you've been doing research.
This is a tough time. So I guess one thing we should talk about from the get-go is that there is no real way to respond to trauma, or there's no right way to respond to trauma. People respond to trauma in a multitude of ways.
And
some people
are wrong. Or
there's a small saga that this highlights that point that I'm going to get to because it really upsets me because it's a really fucking stupid way of making the point. But yes, there's, when something happens to you that sticks with you, you will react to it in a unique way. And there's really no way to expect or to judge how someone reacts to something. And that's an important piece of information to remember as we go into this. So the incident happened between Emma Sulkowicz, the woman behind Carry That Weight, the titular Mattress Girl, and the accused, Paul Negresson, I believe is his name. Let me double check. Nungesser. Paul Nungesser. That's a really great name to have in college, isn't it?
I guess. I feel like you're trying to make a dumb pun.
Paul, how do you get such good grades? Is it luck? Oh, I'm a nun-guesser. Because he doesn't guess. He just knows.
So yes, it's dumb puns. Okay.
He never guesses. He probably should have guessed that she was going to turn on him, though. So Paul Negresson, Nungesser. I keep wanting to say his name is Negresson for some reason. Paul Nungesser and Emma Sulkowicz were involved for some amount of time. I'm not really sure how long. I was not able to gauge that properly. But the supposed incident happened in August of 2012, I believe. I know that because Emma Sulkowicz put out a little film much later in the saga to highlight exactly when it happened, titled One Night in August, which we'll get to when we get to. So it happens August of 2012. And then the bizarre thing, this is sort of the first real hint that Emma may not be the victim she claims she is. So again, many different ways to respond to trauma. Some people bury the trauma. Some people internalize it. It's not uncommon for victims of sexual abuse to become more promiscuous just because it's just a way that they deal with it. They try to normalize what happened to it, you know? Like if you lose a pinky but you don't have any other fingers, losing the pinky doesn't seem like such a big deal. That's my metaphor to explain it.
Sure if I understand your metaphor or if your metaphor just doesn't make any sense.
Well, it makes sense, like because like it's about making it relative, you know. Like,
Oh, okay.
I was sexually assaulted, but if I have sex all the time, it's not really a big deal. It's just sort of a thing that happens. And that's one way some people deal with it. Some people repress it very deeply. They try to avoid it. They don't really do what Emma does, which is kind of double down on their abuser.
That's not true.
Is it?
Isn't that battered wife syndrome?
Is it battered wife syndrome? I don't know if it is. Battered wives are stupid, David.
Okay, we can get through this without saying horrible things, Dylan?
I don't think we can. You're trying to tell me, Dylan, you can get through this sewer without getting your clothes dirty, and I'm already submerged up to the neck, so might as well dive in. So let me tell you why battered wives are stupid, David. First off, battered, come on, are you making a cake? Come on! Come on, David.
Keep going.
It's uncommon, is what I'm saying. That's not really... Because at least with battered wife syndrome, there's a level of emotional and financial intimacy there that's not really there for two people who are in college.
That's true.
I guess it could be there, because like I said, we do not really know how long they were together.
Well, no, actually, that's not true. It's all about, well, not, I don't know what it's all about. I'm not a psychiatrist or whatnot, but the battered wife syndrome thing is about not wanting, like, fearing change, like life without this person so much that you're willing to deal with the, you're like convincing yourself to deal with the abuse just so you're not alone, I think.
Right. And again, we don't really know how long they were together, but they graduated in 2015, so I'd say they were, if it's a 4-year school, juniors, I suppose? Not juniors, sophomores, rather. So they could not have been together for more than a year.
But even that doesn't.
Yeah, like this is assuming that they did not meet until college and then dated immediately, whereas the much more likely scenario is that they met other people and then met roughly around this era. I believe it would have been mentioned more prominently if the two knew each other before the incidents rather than what sounds like happenstance. So almost immediately after the assault, either a few days afterwards or a few weeks, Emma continually text messaged Paul and Facebook messaged him with a number of colorful remarks, let's say. The most prominent of which is just the words "fuck me in the butt."
Wait, what?
It's just straight up. She just wrote that straight out. Just the words "fuck me in the butt." Which, if you're already saying "fuck," like why go to butt at that point? It almost sounds dirtier that way, doesn't it?
No, I don't know that. This is what makes this story so fucked up, Dylan.
Yeah, so here's the exact, this is from paragraph 16 of the legal documents. This has been picked out by Encyclopedia Dramatica which is one of the few like comprehensive pieces of information I could find.
And also the garbage dump of the internet.
Yeah, but like the thing about it is like, because they'll write out like, you know, and then she sucked niggers off or something, like, and then you can go, yeah, I get it, ED, I get it. You know, you said the word nigger. You're not supposed to say that word. It's real funny. But they will genuinely dig up garbage, and like they like, if it, like this is in its own little quote box, and it's not written as a joke. So I have a pretty good reason to believe it. And if you do want to, you can dig through the court documents yourself to find it. So this is the full court document. It may be a little abridged. While they were still freshmen and before any physical relationship had begun, Emma Sulkowicz broached the topic of anal sex with Paul by private Facebook message as follows. Emma Sulkowicz, fuck me in the butt.
Okay.
There you go. Presumably, that was like a message in a chain of messages, or maybe it wasn't, you know? Because, I mean, if someone's gonna, you know, if you're gonna ask for it. There's a line in Saints Row for when you do one of the romance options with one of the dudes, and he just says, you don't know if you can have something unless you ask for it. And those are words that have stuck with me in the last few years. And I feel like...
ask for people to fuck you in the butt?
I feel like those are words that have stuck with Emma and potentially in Emma at the same time.
Just make this as inappropriate as possible.
There's two ways to handle this topic, David. One of them is to not be funny at all, and one of them is to not be tasteful at all. All right, and I'm not going to sacrifice comedy for some woman's feelings who I'm never going to know.
What about all the Tumblr kin who you trigger by saying these things?
Well, you know, maybe they'll
both
maybe
male,
they'll get triggered.
female and other.
Well, maybe they'll get triggered so hard they'll pull the trigger when the barrel's in their mouth. And then there's not going to be anyone to complain.
Yep, just double down on inappropriateness. That works.
There was a comment on another episode we did where someone was like, you know, this podcast is pretty good. I don't mind David, but Dylan just seems like a total asshole. And I always thought I was the nicer of the two, but I don't think that's true anymore.
You're starting to think that they were right.
Yep, maybe they had a point. This is gonna be a fun episode to see the reaction to. Yeah, so all over the ED page, and when you look up Emma Sulkowicz, a lot of the images, there's just pictures of her with the words "fuck me in the butt" written on them.
Really?
And that's pretty funny. Because at first I saw them like, that's, you know. So yeah, you wrote that on that picture of her. Good job, Edie. And then I found out it was an actual quote. That's the thing. 4chan does not like outright fabricate lies about individuals very often. Like the community doesn't do that.
Okay.
Because
I was like, you better fucking qualify that with very often, because it has happened multiple times.
Well, they do that though, but that's to get a rise out of someone. Like that's just trolling. Like they will not propagate falsehoods about individuals to undermine them because they don't. It's not fun. It's not fun to like make it up. Unless you want to make it up to fuck with them. Like, if you want to make something up about, like, Peter Coffin or Chris Chan to get a rise out of him, then that's okay. But even then, it's much better to get a rise out of them with, like, the truth.
Because it's not hard.
And the only way to really fight it is to lean into it really hard. Like The Amazing Atheist had a sex tape leaked of him years ago. Of him masturbating himself with a banana. And now he sells t-shirts with bananas on them.
Who would watch that?
No one. No one but people who want to make fun of him for it. Like he made a video, he's like, yeah, I made this video for a girlfriend of mine, and some of my other lady friends had seen it, and I guess one of them had accidentally leaked it, or intentionally leaked it, one way or the other, but you know, I'm an adult. I do adult things. It's not a big deal. And then people kept giving him shit for it on his podcast. So he decided, well, I guess I'll sell some T-shirts. I think that's an admirable way to live your life. How long before Emma Sulkowicz begins to sell mattress T-shirts?
She hasn't already done that?
I don't believe so. How long until she just straight up starts selling mattresses?
I don't know. I don't know how lucrative the mattress market is. I haven't.
I
feel like I need to buy a mattress soon, but I haven't done so yet.
I feel like the only advertisements for local businesses I see are mattress businesses. And I live
in car dealerships.
Yeah, I live in a pretty big city too. I figured I would see more like local stuff. But I live in the suburbs, so the burbs. The suburban community.
Okay, so where are we now, Dylan?
I don't remember. I think we're okay. We're in like October. And then nothing happens for a very long time. Or nothing official happens.
What does that mean?
What that kind of means is Emma does not seek action against Paul until 2013.
So we are now 1 year later?
We are a little more than that, I want to say. I'm trying to check to make sure I have the date right. I want to say it's May 2013, because I know for a fact, like when I was reading this the first time, I skipped the years, and I thought like, oh, okay, so she didn't file a report for like 4 months. And like, no, she didn't file a report for like a year and a half. Which is, again, no right way to respond to trauma. So that's not necessarily wrong.
But this is it's not just a year later before filing the report. It's a year later and multiple fuck me in the butt texts.
Yes, this is presumably after extended periods of contact between the two of them. So the big theory that goes around is that they were in a relationship of sorts for a while, and then Paul cut it off, and that's why she decided to seek action against him. Because she does not go to the police. She goes to the school to seek action against him.
And the other part of this story that I suppose we should touch on before we get too far is and again with the caveat, there's also no set definition of what rape is, but in this instance, and this is still a reportable rape, the rape that occurred was they were having sex and he got too aggressive and she said stop and he did not stop.
Yes, that is the current story. I tried to go back and look at like what her initial stories were, because they apparently changed quite a bit. I believe she went from like she became super introverted and didn't contact anyone for months afterwards, which we know from the text messages isn't true. The other one was that she tried to live her life normally. She tried to like get past it through different matters.
Oh, so she's changed her story.
Oh yes, this is again. I wasn't able to find like quotes or the original allegations through the constant feed of updates on this story, all of which are almost universally trying to cover her ass for her, because God knows she doesn't know how to do it herself. Yeah.
Fuck me in the butt, Dylan.
There is, me and a friend of mine were reading the Jurassic Park wiki a while ago and found out that the new dinosaur in Jurassic World is based on a toy called Ultimasaurus, which literally translates to maximum lizard. And I just want to get that like tattooed across my chest.
Maximum lizard?
Maximum lizard. It sounds like a roller coaster.
Is that why you sent me the iron thing or whatever it was called?
Did I send you an iron lizard thing? No, yeah. No, because I was watching Mr. Show, and there was a skit on like this deadly roller coaster, and I was like, I wonder what the actual deadliest roller coaster is, because I live in Ohio, and I think it might be in my state.
Cedar Point has some fucking great roller coasters.
Yeah, like Cedar Point, and like there's a really good Six Flags here, and there's a Kings Island. There's a lot here.
Kings Island's pretty great too.
Kings Island, I
And
think,
it has that
had
super dumb formerly Italian Job licensed, and then they lost all the Universal motion picture licenses, and now it's just like a stunt car ride.
I don't think I like the last time I was at Kings Island, I was like 7.
Oh, I like roller coasters a lot, so roller coasters and Disney stuff. So
I remember the Beast and the Son of the Beast, which was, I think, at the time.
The Son of the Beast fucking hurts. That is not.
Yeah, I think it was like the world's biggest wooden roller coaster for a while.
That's the Beast, and then the Son of the Beast is like it loops. It's a wooden roller coaster with a steel loop in it.
Yeah, I don't ride roller coasters. I'm scared of them.
Bitch.
I rode like the Beast's bitch or something, and I was scared witless the whole time. Because there's like a third one, and it's like the Beast's wife or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what it's officially called. It might not be Beast related at all, and that might just be how my like cousin explained it to me.
I remember reading a young adult / preteen novel when I was in elementary and middle school that was about the Beast, except it transported them into another dimension.
Of course it would. What else would it do? It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Is it like the loop is just a giant Stargate?
No, it was the regular Beast, not the Son of the Beast.
I don't know anything about roller coasters, David.
We were just talking about this, Dylan. Pay attention.
Yeah, that was a huge side thing that I was trying to use to cover my ass because I can't seem to find the actual date of when she went to the police in this in my notes, my various articles here.
Great.
I'm almost. Well, I'm just going to search for the word 2013. I don't know. I don't know when the first allegation. I don't know. I unfortunately do not know. I do not know when she first went to the cops. I do not know when she filed a report with the school.
But we do know it was a significant amount of time. Again, that is not the end. That is not. There is no. I don't believe there's any suspected impropriety going on between the amount of time that the incident occurred and when she reported it, because there's plenty of documented instances of this very thing happening with very real rapes, because it's a traumatic experience. The brain is not good at responding to trauma to begin with.
We've covered it already, but there's no right way to respond to trauma. People do things weird. They do things illogically.
But most people don't say "fuck me in the butt" to their rapist after being raped.
Yeah, that's like grounds for genuine suspicion that someone maybe was assaulted. Like because like even the people who tend to turn more promiscuous tend to avoid their assaulters. Assaulters?
Assaulters.
Attackers.
Rapists. That is not the sound of information. What are you doing?
I'm just trying to get everything together. The point is, Emma Solkowitz's basic roundabout was she filed a complaint with the school. The school looked into it, and the school decided there was no evidence that Paul had. There was a lack of evidence. They used some very weird wording, I believe, which is why.
What do we know about Paul? Because in our favorite game ever that we live stream, Life is Strange, there is a rapey individual that. Wait, was there? Yeah, there was a rape. It wasn't the rape done by that same douchebag.
I don't know. You say Life is Strange, all I think about is the rape of the beehive and how much we have to make those shirts.
Yeah, who raped the beehive?
Who was it? The Maximum Lizard?
I thought it was the guy, the guy who brought the gun, the douchey one whose family owned lots of money or whatever.
I feel like he's raped someone in every episode of that so far, or it's
Yeah,
alluded to, which
but
is
but but like, so
like
what do we know about Paul? Like, is he from any sort of like prominent family? Is his family rich? Is he just some guy?
I think he's just some guy. So here's a Daily Beast article on Columbia student. I didn't rape her. This is an exclusive from 02, 03, 15. So February 3rd, 2015. Paul Nungesser, a full scholarship student from Germany, found himself at the center of a sexual assault case that would eventually receive national media coverage and attract the attention of politicians and feminist leaders.
Oh, so
Nungesser's
he's German.
he's a German.
Okay.
Of course.
That explains the rape.
I mean, I guess sex for a German would probably seem like a rape to an Asian. So,
No, but that's not fair. The Asians invented tentacles
yeah, but like tentacles are not leather.
or poop.
They're not called. She's not called the. They don't have like exploitation films like the she bitch of the SS for nothing.
They have anime versions of that exact thing.
I wonder if Taylor Swift will remake this event but instead of like secret agents, they're fighting Nazis, and it'll be the next Wolfenstein game. It'll be Wolfenstein.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm really trying to get this Wolfenstein the Bad Blood joke out, but I can't do it. I cannot get it together.
It's a bad joke.
It's a great joke. I just have to find. It's there.
No, it's not. We've established this. It's not a good joke. It's not there.
Come on, the Bad Blood, the Old Blood. There's something.
I don't believe there's anything. I
There's
believe
gonna come
you're really pushing it.
I'm really.
You're being anti-comedy.
I'm not. I'm trying. All right. I'm really. David. I make a lot of jokes. They're not all gonna land properly.
That's not what you said about your Twitter.
Some of them will land in a field. Some of them will land where they're supposed to, but won't do enough damage. Some of them will hit the mark right on. That's
Okay.
a 9/11 joke, David.
So he is a German student going to Columbia University.
He's apparently a particularly good one too, because he got a full scholarship.
Yes.
I really feel like we should reiterate that previous joke was a 9/11 joke.
Oh, why?
One's in the field, one hits but doesn't hit well enough, one hits dead on, get it? Because one hit the Pentagon, but it didn't do it very well, and then,
We get it.
Yeah, tragedy plus time equals comedy, David.
Yeah, but you got to be funny. You also need the comedy bit for it to be funny.
That's the plot of the next Wolfenstein. That's 9/11, the Bad Blood.
Anyway, so keep going with the story. So months passed, maybe even a year or more passed before she filed with the school.
Yeah, the school
and she texted "fuck me in the butt." The school found no impropriety had occurred.
No impropriety had occurred. Yeah, like they use weird language, like not like he didn't do it. It's always like, well, we didn't find enough evidence to convict him. It's a very weird language that happens around sexual assault victims. Because you always feel like you feel like everyone is constantly on the side of the victim, even when like all the evidence points to them not actually being the victim. And some of the actions of Columbia University are questionable.
At best.
Yeah, like, well, how about the fact that they let Emma carry a mattress around with her for a solid year, even though the facility itself decided that Paul had not done it? Maybe put a stop to that.
Yes.
Maybe not let that happen.
So that is why she is Mattress Girl. Is she carried around a mattress for an entire school year as a form of artistic protest because this was the mattress she was raped on, and she wanted to like, which is actually a very interesting, I think, art project if
It would be an incredibly powerful symbol if it actually happened,
if it happened,
which it
but
didn't.
the evidence keeps saying it didn't.
I mean, you know, kudos to her. She carried around a 50-pound mattress everywhere she went for a year. And it wasn't just to class. She carried it around with her all across. I think like anywhere on campus she had to take it. I think if she left campus she could leave it behind, but otherwise she had to take it with her.
Yes.
Um. So, yeah, I believe she files a report with the school in 2013, and in 2014 she files a report with the police. The police have the same conclusion as the school did. Not enough evidence, and this is particularly common if you're a victim of an assault of any sort. Go to the police immediately because like with if past the first 2 days, like the chance of it being solved drops dramatically.
Yes, because they're rape kits.
Yeah.
Which sounds, I don't know what it sounds like, but what it is it's a testing kit that can literally test your body to show if there was rape, because rape isn't just like a thing that happens and someone says it happens. Like, it causes physical damage.
A rape kit sounds like Paul's carry-on luggage. I got sick.
Now, so you've turned it into a thing that you buy so you can rape people. It's got some chloroform and a hockey mask in it.
I don't think you're allowed to leave Germany without one. Is the thing.
Just to prove that you have not raped anyone, you just carry your own rape kit around. So you'd be like, no, look, test. Use the test.
No, I just think like, you have an actual rape kit with you because you're German. I watched Tusk recently, and the protagonists are a couple of podcasters, and their group is called the Nazi Party, but it's like you cannot see NOTSEE party.
How
Get it?
is that movie?
It's okay. It's interesting. It's like Red State in that it's really interesting, but it's not like great. It's worth seeing though.
I really liked Red State.
I liked Red State enough because it was interesting, but like I don't want to own it.
Oh no, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, there's a joke where they are trying to like they call the cops, and they're like, "Is there do you have a photo of the guy?" And like, "Yeah, there's a ton of photos up on the website. It's NaziParty.com." The other guy's like, "No, spell it." And then she goes, "Oh, the fucker hung up on me," and I thought that was really good. It's creepy. There's like genuinely creepy shots in that movie, and there are genuinely unsettling moments. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be laughing or not for most of it. I think I am. Like the ending of the film, over the credits, it's Kevin Smith and his friend talking about what the movie is, and Kevin Smith is laughing his ass off the whole time. So I think I am supposed to laugh during most of it, but I didn't. I was genuinely like disturbed. So good on you, Kevin Smith.
Okay. So
you didn't rape anyone.
No.
Mattress Girl.
Paul, what's his face?
Mattress Girl kind of sounds like a Kevin Smith movie, doesn't it? Like the chick bangs a dude on her mattress and decides she's going to carry it around with her everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, if you make it consensual and she just carries the mattress around because she wants to, that's a Kevin Smith movie. It sounds like a pretty good one too.
So,
I like Kevin Smith.
Okay, so the police also found no evidence.
They found a severe lack of evidence, or they found like what did you say earlier? I think you read it directly.
Corroborated evidence.
No, it was less fancy than that. I'm gonna try. Okay, here we go.
Hearsay.
No. Okay, so I can find. She filed the complaint with the university in April 2013.
Okay, so this is April is the 4th month of the year, and August is the 8th. So there has been like 7 to 8 months in between the rape and the first report. Math, Dylan, math.
And then her police
report
was May 14th, 2014.
So over a year later.
Okay, let's be clear here. Between the 2013 filing and the 2014 filing,
this is when she carried the mattress.
No, this is everything that Wikipedia says happened. Because she had gained notoriety before the mattress.
Because anytime someone says that they've been raped, and that the powers that be aren't going to do anything about it, gains notoriety, and for all intents and purposes should gain notoriety if their claims are in fact truthful.
Yes.
Which is why we are having this podcast, because this seems like the case where, no, this is total fucking bullshit. This isn't some bad cable TV show making up a cop storyline where there's a fake rape or something. This is real life.
There's no fucking way Law and Order is not going to do an episode on this.
This is an event that men's rights activists will put in their barrel as to why they're being oppressed for forever, because they're terrible people, and they will take one bad instance of anything to say this is what happens all the time. I don't like the modern era, Dylan.
It's a shitty place to live in. It's okay though, because like in a couple of years, if you're willing to say something like shocking, it's like because now nothing shocks anyone. In a few years,
there is a new Netflix original series called Grace and Frankie that is about old people whose husbands realize that they divorce their wives because they're gay for each other, and it is a very funny show, but it's a show I feel uncomfortable watching because I am in my 20s and this is clearly meant for people over 40.
I think the last time I was uncomfortable watching something it was Tusk, but before that...
Well, I don't mean like uncomfortable like that. I just feel like I'm really enjoying the show, but man, is it not fucking made for me.
Yeah, I guess. The Snowtown
people have a show about gay people now. Like, gay is accepted. Like,
I mean, like, when you're that old, like, you don't give a shit.
No, that was the whole point. It's like, why are we bothering keeping up appearances? We should just be happy. It's a really funny show, Dylan. You should watch it. You should give, like most Netflix originals, a shot. You pay for them after all.
My mom likes it.
Except I hear that Sense8 and the Eli Roth, the Hemlock Grove are garbage.
My mom likes both of those as well.
Doesn't your mom have pretty bad taste in things? I feel like we've established that before.
My mom does not.
She just like everything.
Because me and my mom have like antithetical taste. Did you ever see that movie Monsters?
No, I've been meaning to for years.
It was the movie that the dude who made the last Godzilla movie
who made the best part of VHS.
Yeah, I really liked it. Like when we first got Netflix, at one point my mom was like, "Hey, I watched this movie called Monsters," and it's like, "Oh, what did you think?" And she said, "I'm not going to tell you. You watch it and you tell me what you think." So I did.
Loved it.
And I was like, "I really liked it," and she was like, "I fucking knew it. Anything that I don't like, you love, and anything that I like, you pretend to hate." But she didn't tell me ahead of time. There was no way for me to fake it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I typed in Mattress Girl, Law and Order, but nothing came up. But there's no way, if it hasn't happened yet, it's going to happen.
It's not going to happen, you mean?
There's
no way it's not going to happen.
Oh, you're right. That is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So let's see here. Yeah, so the New York Post broke the story in December 11th, 2013. Did not reveal the names of anyone involved because you shouldn't.
No, you should not.
You shouldn't, because you don't want people harassing the victims, and if it turns out to all be wrong or false, you don't want to harass the accused. Okay. So between then and April 2014, nothing seemed to happen. But in April 2014, Solkowicz appeared with Senator Kristen Gillibrand at a press conference about campus sexual assault, something the Obama administration had pledged to address that year with the White House Task Force to Protect Students from Sexual Assault. It's a really long name. Hold on. The WHFPSSA. The WAFSA.
She got invited to the White House.
The WAFSA. The WAFSA. That was, I think that was the Legion of the German Army Paul was in as well. The WASPSA.
This is why we don't have, and I don't know if we will or won't, but why we don't have a Gamergate episode, because most of the evidence is just hearsay.
WASPSA. It sounds like a transformer who's stuck between forms. Like he's supposed to turn into a giant bee, but he can't. The WASPSA. It's a really shitty. Do you remember that time, like, Obama, like, began a new initiative to promote, like, brain scanning, and it was an acronym of the word brain, and the B in brain stood for brain?
No.
I do. That was when I lost all my faith in Obama as a president.
He's the president of the United States. Why did you have faith in him?
I don't know. I should, like, after 4 years of no change, when that's all he would talk about, I should have figured as much, but whatever. The presidents don't do anything. Except, I guess, talk about campus sexual assault. But he didn't talk about it. Someone else talked about it. She didn't go to the White House. The White House came to her.
Oh.
Man. On April 24th, Solkowicz and 22 other students filed a federal complaint against Columbia and the affiliated Bernard College, alleging that the university discouraged students from reporting sexual assault, that perpetrators are not removed from campus, and that sanctions are too lenient, which is why universities should not handle sexual assaults at all.
Nope.
The police should handle it.
Campus police are for when things are stolen and weed happens.
And maybe two dudes at a party get into a fight when they're drunk.
Or bro rape.
Sure.
You've seen that video, right?
Bro rape? I don't think I have.
Oh my god, it's the Derek comedy sketch video about bro rape. It's so funny.
There's nothing funny about Rick David.
There is when it's Donald Glover in nothing but underwear, pretending to have met on a chat room online to play GameCube and listen to Fish and Jack Johnson, and he's really just got a bag full of black dildos covered in Axe body spray.
Is he covered in body spray or the dildos?
The dildos.
Oh, that sounds like it would sting.
Probably.
And also, as Christian told us, the homos are not allowed to have Axe body spray. That's a callback.
Did he tell us that?
Yeah, he made a big deal about how much he did not want Axe body spray to sell to the homos anymore.
Isn't Axe body spray supposed to be based on pheromone research for women?
I guess. I don't know. I don't keep up to date with what the Axe scientists are working on these days. You know,
that's probably for the best.
The Axe. I know, the Electronic Axe Expo is happening this week, but I don't follow the industry anymore. It's the issue.
Anyway.
Yeah. The complainants alleged that this places the university in violation of Title IX of the Education Amendment of 1972, a law upholding gender equality in federally funded institutions. The Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights opened an investigation in January of 2015. On May 3rd, 2014, Solkowicz was named and interviewed by the New York Times, and on May 14th, she filed a rape complaint with the NYPD. So she is not a victim who spent a long time like being abused by a tumultuous system that perhaps is not built with victims in mind. She was out there. She was an activist, like campaigning for like the system to be rebuilt, but she had not even bothered to go to the police yet.
Yes, that is an undisputed fact.
That's yeah, like if you for someone to spend that much time and then like to have an authority turn her away and then not to go to the police after that, that's understandable. But to like double down on activism and not at any point go to the police, almost just to save face at that point, doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, here we go. Here's the term I was looking for. The NYPD or the district attorney interviewed Paul Nungesser and said no charges were brought because of lack of reasonable suspicion. And it's the term reasonable suspicion that makes it sound like they wanted to get him but they couldn't.
Yeah.
And it's just, lack of evidence or lack of I don't know. Like there must be better terminology.
If your sources are correct that she backpedaled on her story, she said she was like withdrawn, but she wasn't withdrawn, so that changed.
Yes. So, with that all behind her, she decided that for her final year, she was going to carry the mattress everywhere. This was going to be her protest of the school and its lack of action and the way she believed the system was stacked against her. The problem is she was doing it for a grade.
Oh, she was?
Emma Sulkowicz got permission from the college for her art final for that year to carry the mattress around as a form of art protest.
Is she an art student?
Yes.
This is why.
What the fuck else would she be?
This is why we should not allow art in schools.
I have a friend.
Meaning none, I don't mean that at all.
I have a friend who is like a really great artist, and he works in graphic design because he knows there's no money to be made as an art student.
No, there's a reason why the stereotype of an artist is a starving artist.
Yes, whereas graphic designers are rolling in it.
No, graphic designers are also not doing great.
Are they? I thought graphic designers would at least do. He's also like coding websites and shit.
That's what they do. That's all they do, and no one knows how much any of that should cost. So everyone assumes it should be like nothing.
No, I mean, it's more than I got working at the Target.
Anyway,
maybe the commercials change tomorrow. Maybe the Splatoon commercial will come back in rotation.
You're a squid, you're a kid. You're a squid, you're a kid.
Ink it all now. There's a fucking... This is kind of related. Like, the fucking Pitch Perfect 2 ad plays constantly, and all I see when I watch it is... I know for a fact that, you know what they said to themselves? They were like, you know what? We're not going to be like the rest of Hollywood. We're gonna find a heavy-set black woman, and we're going to make her a star in our movie. And the way they do that is, in the big climax, at the bridge of the song, she sings the backup vocals. But she stands in front of the other characters. And you fucking know they patted themselves on the back for that. They thought they were like changing the world when they did that. I hate Pitch Perfect, David.
Have you seen it?
I've seen enough. I got to the point, I was watching the Snowtown Murders, I got to the point where the dude is using pliers on another dude's big toe, and I turned it off because I got the point. I was disturbed enough to turn it off. I don't need to be disturbed anymore. Good job. Snowtown Murders. So she carried a mattress. So she carried a mattress around for a year. I mean, that's, it wasn't like is it really a protest if it's sanctioned by the people you're protesting?
No, and why would you sanction that?
Well, that's the other thing. So this is why Paul Nungesser, um, in 2015, took the university to court himself.
And that case is still ongoing, correct?
Yes. And that's where the court documents got out about her tweets and her messages to him.
Wait, there were tweets?
Or not tweets, sorry. There might have been tweets. I don't know. All that's said definitively is Facebook messages, which is where the fuck me in the butt line comes from.
Dear children, everything is recorded forever.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, this was going on for a solid year, for a couple months before he took the university to court. And if he had not taken them to court, he would not have, these messages would have just basically disappeared into the ether.
Otherwise, we would never know about fuck me in the butt.
Yeah, we wouldn't know about any of this. So, yeah. Basically, Paul Nungesser went out there. He said, this never happened. I have proof that we were together consensually. And she's a liar. And the Daily Beast picked it up. They, in the court documents, have flooded around a little bit. And, of course, the media did not take this with a grain of salt. They did not take this like, oh, no, we have been bamboozled. This woman is degrading the voice of victims by doing this. She is adding ammunition to the opposition.
What did we get?
We got a ton of articles heavily defending her. Like articles from Jezebel and...
Well, Jezebel is garbage.
And
Jezebel is a terrible, terrible cesspool of trash.
Any news site that has a women's section covered this extensively and stood on the side of Emma Sulkowicz against the patriarchy. That's really what it comes down to. Against the white cis het male patriarchy.
You're speaking in words I don't understand.
Against the
what does cis mean?
It's comfortable in skin.
Oh, really?
So it literally just means anyone who doesn't have body issues. Which basically
so that's means, like no one.
Let's be honest. It means white. That's what it means.
I don't know. Most people have body issues.
No, that's true. But when they say it, they're saying straight white guy, and it's usually
that's why I didn't know what it meant. Like I kept hearing white cis male, and I figured cis was just a stupid acronym for something that meant white people. And I guess it doesn't. It means like assholes and sociopaths, basically.
It basically means not trans. Although, if you
what it actually means, I mean, it's actual, like, what it stands for means this, but no one uses it for that.
Yeah. It's, I mean, let's be honest, like, this is the problem with social justice, is that they don't understand even the basic fundamentals. Like, if you're transsexual, you're not some third gender. You're going from one to the other. You don't want to be anything but the opposite gender. You're not trying to be a unicorn. Or
are you saying that my unicorn sexual nature is offensive to you, Dylan?
I'm just saying it's stupid. I'm just saying.
I'm say that.
I'm just saying,
asshole.
I'm just saying unicorns deserve to be raped.
Of course you are.
Right. So I mentioned this a little earlier. When all this came out, when people started questioning Emma's credibility Hashtag there is no perfect victim came about. Which is, that's exactly what it sounds like, isn't it? It's a hashtag about how there is no perfect victim.
Which we have said multiple times on this show, we totally agree with. There is no
Well,
correct way to respond to trauma.
there is no correct way to respond to trauma. First off, there is a perfect victim. It is a pretty, thin, middle-class white woman. You are the perfect victim because the news loves you. Second, this is the problem with social justice at this point, is that
It's stupid.
once upon a time, feminism was about empowerment. It was about taking hold of who you are and not letting society dictate it, and changing society so that they accepted you for your ability and not for who you are on the outside or who you love or how you feel. It was about, you're a woman, you got tits, can you do the job? Good on you. That's all they wanted. That was what they wanted. Now, it's about how you're a victim. You cannot be a modern-day feminist and not consider yourself a victim. They are just incompatible. There's no way to be one and not be the other. Like, if you try to stand up for yourself, for your rights, for anything, they will deem you a traitor, which you can see. You can look it up. If you look up anyone, any woman, doesn't matter how long they've been a feminist. What's her name? Christina Hoff Sommers, I want to say, who has been a notable fixture of Gamergate, and that she's just a feminist on YouTube. She's this old woman, relatively old, I should say, who does videos on politics and everything. She's kind of dry, but she's old.
Okay, which side of the conversation is she on?
She's very pro Gamergate, ostensibly. Like she's very like she does not seem to care much for what feminism has become, what women are taught now. I remember she kind of came to fixture. Do you remember like when all those studies came out? They were like, women make up 50% of gamers. Christina Hoff Summer came out and she said, no, they do not. You look at these numbers, they make up 50% of like phone users and they play games on their phones, but the people who play video games, they don't really believe that. That's like, 50% of moviegoers are female, but you're basing that off of who watches YouTube. That's not accurate. And she's done live casts with a number of Gamergate people, and she's a real academic. Like, she goes out and she does stuff at colleges, and like women have protested her being there because they're so disgusted by her ideologically, which I think that means you're doing something right, to be honest. If enough people don't want you there, that they will set up a safe space in another area where they are like giving out milk and cookies, which is a real fucking thing that happened.
What?
They were like, she was at, I think it was like University of Michigan, and the feminists there were so upset that they set up a safe area across the hall that you could go to, and there were like calming music and beanbag chairs and milk and cookies. It's a real fucking thing. Oh god, people are fucking stupid.
That's
David.
not feminism. That's treat me special.
That's stupid. I'm happy that my sister is such a fucking brute. Because my sister doesn't take shit from anyone. She's like 11, and she's just constantly beating the shit out of my brothers.
That's
and I'm happy she's never gonna buy into this. Because all she cares about is like gory horror movies and like yelling at people.
That sounds like someone related to you.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? My mom rented a horror book from the library, and I didn't know who rented it, so I was looking at it, and it was a National Geographic book. So my brother is really into animals and shit, so I thought it was him, but it was horror, but it wasn't bloody, so it wasn't my sister's. And from that, I was able to discern it was my mother's. Which I think that says the most about... I think that says more about my family than I ever really could. And that's kind of it.
That's the whole story?
More or less. I mean, we've kind of covered most of the facets. she came to prominence. Emma came to prominence because she was not the only one who accused Paul Nungesser of sexual assault. There's a short laundry list of women who went along with her. Natalie. These are cover names. Natalie, Josie, who was later outed as Sylvie Krakow, and a man, Adam, who was later outed as Marcus Hunter. The problem is, all these ladies are in the same sorority as Miss Emma. And none of those accusations were found credible by the police, nor the university. And I want to say, I think some of them even went to the police before Emma. They were not big social justice components, obviously, or they were. I think one of them actually does write for Jezebel now. So,
great.
Keep that in mind when you read Jezebel. Let's, you know what? Let's hammer that point home a little bit.
That Jezebel's garbage?
I'm gonna go to Jezebel and read some of the headlines for you. I've done this once or twice with another friend with Polygon and Kotaku. Have you been to Kotaku lately?
No.
Kotaku looks like shit. It looks like a Tumblr. For real, go to Kotaku and then go to LOLtaku, which is a Tumblr making fun of Kotaku. LOLtaku looks way, way better than Kotaku does. And it's a literal Tumblr. If I can ever get Jezebel to load. My computer doesn't work well when I stream.
You mean podcast?
Sure. So here's the first. Jezebel actually looks slightly better than Kotaku somehow. Even though it's the exact same setup. The first headline is, "This one-eyed cat giving himself a bath is the hero we deserve."
No, it's not.
That's the first headline that I see when I type in Jezebel.com. A wedding MC just isn't feeling it.
I'm already done.
Angelina Jolie Pitt discusses global violence against women at summit. 50 Shades screenwriter too heartbroken by rewrites to watch film. A miniature version of Benedict Cumberbatch has arrived. Sex you paid for isn't cheating, court rules. Women need to make $66,000 more to offset stress cost of having a kid. Iowa mall shooting motivated by sexual harassment complaints. I mean, you get the point.
Yes.
This is kind of a weird bookend because it's the same basic microcosm of a conflict. Did you hear about this Rachel Dolezal lady?
No.
Rachel Dolezal is a leader of an NCAAP. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
All right. She's the leader of an NAACP. Sorry. She's the leader of a NAACP faction in Wisconsin, I want to believe. She is a black woman who has talked a bit about abuse she has suffered through the years and how she has spent much of her life trying to further the cause of her people. And a couple of weeks ago, it turns out she's not black at all. She's white.
That's weird.
They found her parents. Her parents are both stark white. And they proved it. They're like, we don't really know what happened to her. Sometime during college, she started telling people she was black. We don't know. And her brothers who are black, because they're adopted, they were like, something weird happened to Rachel. Because at some point, she started getting really racist towards white people. It was weird. And it turns out she was sending herself death threats.
Great.
She had been continuously putting death threats in her own P.O. box. and there was no stamps on them. There was no proof that they have ever gone through the mail system, and there was an investigation to see if a mailman was doing it, and he was not.
Great.
So she'll probably, the NAACP said they don't care that she's white. They're fine with that. But I don't think they're going to be too fine with her sending herself death threats.
No. So are we at the end of the story at this point?
Pretty much. You get the gist of it. Emma Sulkowicz says she was raped. She was not.
Oh no, but we missed one thing. So what was the big story, the last big portion of this story that we alluded to and never talked about?
I was actually going to get to that. I was going to nonchalantly mention it, and it was going to be funny. And you were going to go whoa, wait, what? Like you do. But I mean,
except I already know about it.
Yeah, but still. Emma Sulkowicz released a porn tape of her supposed rape. A reenactment of her supposed rape, I should say. It is called One Night in August, but it's in French because of fucking course it is.
Because she's an art student.
Right, and it's basically, I mean, it's a reenactment of her and a man who is not Paul, but maybe it looks like Paul a little bit.
I think this is just strong evidence. This is, you know how stories for children used to all be parables to teach you right and wrong?
Yes.
This should be a parable to teach you not to have sex with art students. Don't even put yourself in sexual situations with art students.
Yeah, that's probably smart. Yeah, you can go see it if you want. I think it got taken down from the official site it was on, but it's probably mirrored on Pornhub or something. I don't recommend watching it.
Is she in it?
It's genuinely her. It's it is solid hour of her and some dude banging.
And then towards the end, it gets too aggressive for her taste, and she says no.
And then he hits her a couple times near the end, and it's really uncomfortable to watch.
That's totally just straight up fucking slander at that point, though.
I don't think she ever says his name during it, though.
It doesn't matter.
There's literally a trigger warning at the start of it too.
So it's Game Grumps all over again?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me. One Night in August trigger warning. Because the One Night in August trigger warning is pretty fucking impressive. I gotta tell you.
I hate the internet, Dylan.
This is some next level social justice shit right here. Okay. Trigger warning. The following text contains allusions to rape. Well, so does that one, so it's not a very good trigger warning. Everything that takes place in the following video is consensual but may resemble rape. Hold on. There's a pop-up telling me, are you fed up with the madness on campus? I suppose. I don't go to campus, so it doesn't really affect me. It is not a reenactment, but may seem like one. It's a reenactment. If at any point you are triggered or upset, please proceed with caution and or exit this website. David, if you're upset, do you
this
need to
sounds like this that line right there just reminds me of the newscasters for Columbine that are like, "Dear children, if you are watching this during the school shootings, please turn the TV off, or you know what, just turn it down low, okay?"
Yeah, my mom, that event happened a year after I was born, and I have the same name as one of the dudes in it. So I just imagined when it happened, my mom did the Simpsons thing of she pulled her collar out and sweated a bunch.
Except you're named after the patsy, the rube,
yeah,
the pliable rube who got roped into all of it, not the sociopath.
Yeah, I'm technically named after a 90210 character.
That's lovely.
I like to tell people I'm named after Bob Dylan, but I'm not. Most people in my family are named after TV characters. My sister is named after my mom's favorite movie. My uncle is named after one of the actors who played Superman.
I see.
I think.
So
Oh,
we have no definitive proof
wait,
of
hold
there
on.
being a rape.
There's a lot more to this trigger warning.
Oh, well,
I just wanted, yeah. However, I do not mean to be prescriptive, for many people find pleasure in feeling upset.
pres- pre- prescriptive. That's the word you use, is prescriptive. I don't think. What's the wonderful quote from the Princess Bride? You use that word a lot. I do not believe it means what you think it means.
Let me read that all together for you. If at any point you are triggered or upset, please proceed with caution and or exit this website. However, I do not mean to be prescriptive, for many people find pleasure in feeling upset. So,
I do find pleasure in feeling upset. It's why I like surreal and horror movies.
how you doing, Emma? It sounds a lot like you're talking directly to us. Se nos pas un viol, which is One Night in August. One Night in August is not about One Night in August 2012. It's about your decisions starting now.
It's not about an event that happened in One Night in August. It's about art bullshit.
It's only a reenactment if you disregard my words. It's about you, not him. Do not watch. Isn't this? What's the dude who made Braid?
Jonathan Blow.
This sounds a lot like one of his games, doesn't it?
No, because I actually like Braid.
But I remember the last time I heard about The Witness. It's all a bunch of it sounds like a less funny Stanley Parable, doesn't it?
No, it sounds like art bullshit. Like, it just sounds like a load of crap.
You might be wondering why I've made myself this vulnerable. Look, I want to change the world, and that begins with you seeing yourself. If you watch this video without my consent, then I hope you reflect on your reasons for objectifying me and participating in my rape, for in that case, you were the one who couldn't resist the urge to make One Night in August about what you wanted to make it about.
Wait, so she doesn't give anyone's consent to watch it?
Please don't participate in my rape. Watch kindly.
So she does give consent to watch. What the fuck?
So let me read that for you again. You might be wondering why I've made myself this vulnerable. I want to change the world, and that begins with you. If you watch this video without my consent, then I hope you reflect on your reasons for objectifying me and participating in my rape. For in that case, you were the one who couldn't resist the urge to make the film about what you wanted to make it about, rape. So what she's saying is, I guess what she's trying to say is she just made a porno that is, but
she made an uncomfortable porn.
She made an uncomfortable porn, and the point that she's going to make is that everyone is going to think it's about her rape, but it's not. And if you
she just named it after her rape, and there's a rape in the porn,
but
a fake rape, a staged rape.
But also, if you think it's about her rape, then you are part of the rape.
That's not how rape works.
It's how rape works with these people, David. So by her definition...
What do you mean, these people, Dylan?
I mean these people, these fucking idiots.
Okay, I agree.
The Asians.
No, now you're being racist. Backpedal.
Okay, the preface also includes questions for the sake of reflection, such as, are you searching for proof? Proof of what?
Do you just want to see what I look like naked?
What are you looking for?
Naked in it?
Do you desire... Oh, yeah, dude, it's
straight up porn?
Yeah, it is.
That just gets dicey towards the end?
Yeah. I mean, depending on how you look at it.
I was going to say.
Do you desire pleasure? Do you desire revulsion? What do you want from this experience?
Nothing. I don't want to watch it.
How well do you think you know me? Have we ever met? Do you think I'm the perfect victim or the world's worst victim?
You're not a victim.
Do you refuse to see me as either a human being or a victim? If so, why? Is it to deny my agency and thus further victimize me? If so, what do you think of the fact that you owe your ability to do so to me, since I'm the one who took a risk and made myself vulnerable in the first place?
I hate everyone.
That's the next question, actually. Do you hate me?
Yes.
If so, how does it feel to hate me?
Pretty good, actually.
Maybe she was talking to us.
Specifically?
I guess. Maybe. Maybe she really likes
I've talked to victims in relation to this podcast, and they were much cooler than this chick.
Most victims, they try to live past it.
They
They don't
don't
make a
make,
spectacle.
they don't realize that their first art project is now on the outs for society and make another one to desperately stay relevant.
You'd figure she would have waited a little bit because it's only been a few weeks since she graduated. And then she got a
Yeah,
big
but
buff of it.
how long does it take to make a fake rape porn?
I mean, a couple hours. It's not edited.
Oh,
I mean, they should go in and they start going at it. I
do you
assume.
think they what if they rehearsed?
I mean, if you're gonna rehearse, rehearse. I don't think it takes that much time.
This
Like,
is just
I figured if
you
you'd want to
always
do
wanna
it,
you always want to pick the side of the victim, but this just feels so suspect.
I mean, yeah, when you're a human being, you want to pick the side of the person. You want to believe in their better nature, but sometimes you can't, and that's why the police do not pick sides. They are sympathetic to all, but they look at facts, and the facts say Emma Solkowicz made this up, and she is just a megalomaniac. And Paul Nungesser is going to go back to Germany a hero because they're going to read the headlines and see that their son has done well.
He was not charged of rape. Therefore,
He's going.
he greeted. He left Germany and was not charged with rape. He returns a hero.
He will come back. He will have gotten away with it, and they will. He'll come back. He'll have his own little story where like everyone loves him, but he doesn't feel like he deserves it.
And then 15 years down the line, he'll write a book that says, "If I raped her, this is what I would have done.
Yes.
I didn't rape her."
Yes. Well, David, that's Mattress Girl, Emma Solkowicz.
That I think is the most uncomfortable topic we have ever covered.
Yeah, probably. The good news is now we can go pretty dark and not ever go darker than this. I think we're pretty good on that front. You know?
Well, it's rape's pretty fucking intense.
I mean, we do live in a rape culture, so
We do live in a rape culture.
I like to believe that it's a literal culture of rape, like a chemical culture. Like an actual creature is being birthed from sheer like rape, like psychically, not like a child product of rape, like an organism spontaneously built out of rape. I don't know what a culture is.
Or organisms, apparently.
Yeah, I really like Lovecraft. That's my answer to that. No end, no beginning.
So
Only existence. They kind of fucked that up in Mass Effect 3, didn't they?
just finish the game. So this was our Mattress Girl episode. I think I'm just gonna start putting these up and like slapping the intro on them because I don't have time to sit down and really edit shit anymore.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like level the audio a little bit, but I don't think we need the sound effects. I don't think people care that much for them.
I don't think they care either. So, yes, thank you everyone for listening. We will be trying desperately to do this more often. I think. Do you still have a list of stuff for us to do?
We'll go where the wind blows. The thing I've come to find is like if you don't get on it while it's hot, no one cares.
If you don't get on it while it's hot, it's Peter Coffin.
Yeah, Peter Coffin was. I was like, we gotta wait because it's gonna pop off, and it's still going, but
it's just sad and pathetic. It's not even like why even give it any attention? It's just sad. Let's just leave him in his little corner and go away.
And we have to compete with Internet Aristocrat now because he's back and he does stuff like this now.
How dare he steal our idea?
He did one on Nick Bates, who is a man who was arrested for pedophilia, and to prove he was not a pedophile, he masturbated with his own shit.
How does that prove you're not a pedophile?
Because he has a fetish for shit. And in one of his chat logs, he said he would not lick his sister's butthole because it was poopy. And his point is that like that would not deter me. Ergo, this did not happen.
What?
See, that was an opportunity that we missed.
This is garbage. We're done. We're done.
Be sure to check out the E3 cast that we didn't finish.
We should I probably will not put that up.
No, put it up. Put it up.
It's like so bad.
Put it up as it came from the internet's biggest failure, and then just leave it there for people to know.
Just the text is, we're never doing anything like this again. Fuck you, Dylan.
Yeah, like, but don't put it up on the iTunes. Just put it up on the YouTube for people to find.
Okay, I'll start putting more stuff up on the iTunes too. Bye, everyone.
Bye.